Hello and welcome to this couple minutes recording. And welcome to this hello day. Today is Friday. Aloha Friday, and it's time for the Labor Day weekend. And the reason why I'm taping myself today is I'm gonna show you how to tape how to connect to Kronos using a remote desktop. And here are a few steps. Let me minimize Audacity here and just minimize, and this is the steps on how to connect to Kronos using your remote application and desktop connections frequently asked questions. And this is the only way you're gonna do the Kronos for your do the Kronos for your client at Easter Seals. And this will help you to get into the Kronos and to do it for, like, this is a personal computer, so it won't work. It's only a staff computer. You will have to use a staff computer. So here are the steps. It's going to categories, so you can click here. There's show all. The first step is how do I set up a new connection? Why I can't set up or update a connection? How do I disconnect from the connection? And what should I do if I see a message telling me that some of my connections aren't up to date? So I never tried this before, but I tried it at Easter Seals for the Kronos, and the next before at Easter Seals, but this is a personal computer, so it's a bit different. And my friend Dennis has never been connected to a desktop connection before because he doesn't do that. And the next step is to how do I permanently remove access to the connection. So the first step, let's go through it. I'm going. So how do I set up? So the first step, before you start, ask your network administrator, assistant director, the following question. So why can't I start remoteApp and desktop connection to your network? App to your network. The administrator needs to publish the associate apps and desktop before you set up a connection. So your network administrator, that means your network administrator assistant director needs to be published for you. The associate app will apply the desktop before you can make a connection. Next step is can I access our workspace resource using my email? So you may need an email address that's displays there. Email address. If the answer is no, your administrator assistant director needs to send you a setup file or URL. So the URL is the Universal Roaming Protocol address, and the next step is to set up a connection using a setup file. So people who use a remote desktop, which I never used on my personal computer before, but for those of you who has a business computer and likes to do Kronos for any other job, you just click double tap or double click on the file and then follow the on-screen instructions. And to set up a connection using a URL, tap the icon, see that tap icon that you see there on your screen? You tap or click, open Remote Application Manager desktop connection. Step 2, tap or click set up a new connection with a remote application desktop connection manager, and then follow the on-screen instructions. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, that's 6 steps you have to learn. You can either listen to my recording about it, or you can look it up on YouTube and watch the other people show you how to do it. So once you set up a new connection, go to the Start App screen, the Start screen, and then tap or click, not double click, but single click. Either tap with the touchpad or mouse or other touch sensing device that you are using on your computer, the application or desktop you want to open. Okay, let's scroll down here. Okay, you only need to connect once. Don't connect more than once. To get access to all of the apps on your desktop's program manager for a particular connection. Okay, let's go on to the next step. It says, oh, hold on a minute. Let me click on that. So, and the next step is, why can't I set up or update a connection? Well, let's look in here. So if you can't set up a connection, so check your network connection service provider manager in your connection adapter settings. You might not be connected. So if using ISP services like Hawaii Telecom or ISDN or DSL, I recommend you use TWC, Time Warner Cable, because they have Time Warner Cable Business Internet. So check your network connections. That means your connection adapter. So the connection that's in your system. So you might not be connected. That means you might have unexpected interference in your network, or somebody's trying to get in. So you have to check on that. Even me too. I gotta make sure I'm connected to the internet also. Or your network might be having connectivity problems. For more info, why contact your ISP provider or your the company that's running your system. So why can I connect to your network? We just clicked on that. So talk to your network administrator assistant director for info to make sure that they're giving you access to the source. Check your email address. That means emails like Yahoo, any kind of email applications that you are using, such as Yahoo Mail, Microsoft Outlook, OneNote, or cloud email, or any other application email that you are using. Make sure they're given the access to the source. Check your email URL and make sure you entered it correctly. So let's scroll down here. As you can see, I'm on the internet, but I didn't want it to go on. So check your network connection. You might not be connected. Okay, we already read that. You have to read it permanently. Okay, on to the next step. Sorry. Okay. How do I permanently remove access to the desktop connection application manager? So you click here. So click or tap. Do not double click. Click or tap. Tap means is when you tap the touchpad on a screen on your Synaptics touchpad device driver that is installed in your computer, or use your mouse, because sometimes the thing locks in the touchpad. It's always good to use your mouse. I mean, I get my mouse, I don't even use them, so I gotta use them sometimes. So tap or click to open the remote application desktop connection manager, and then select the connection that you want to remove, and then tap click. So can I do if a message is not up to date? So let's see here. Okay, we already read that one. Okay, people. Okay, it says what should the person do if I see a message telling the person that some of my connections are not up to date? So first tap or click. Do not double click, because if you do, you're gonna double click, you're gonna reopen too many tabs. This one tap, one click, good enough. So the message to open the remote application desktop connection manager is to tap or click properties, and then tap or click update now, because you might have to update, because when you do Kronos and when you go into the Kronos thing for the desktop, you gotta make sure that your remote application desktop connection manager is up to date, because if it's not gonna run properly. So, and let's see how much minutes we went here on Audacity live on the internet, man. Oh, we went 13 minutes, so we can go 7 more minutes than Pauhana. So and this is where you let's see. So this is where you enter your email or connection URL. No caps allowed, no space. You can't use space. So I think this is the one we did. So okay, we have follow. Okay, there are some more steps here. We have 7 more minutes, then we Pauhana. Okay, because today is Aloha Friday, baby. I have to celebrate. Okay, follow the steps in these sections. Try to solve problems with your remote access. So you might have to do these even though you're connected to a remote desktop. So if you have a problem still occur, use the automated troubleshooter. So we were still at the remote desktop yet. I think that's it. Yep, I think that's it here. So you click tab, so you open remote desktop application. So you hit this. So connect to, so if your personal computer says this, like I told you earlier, it won't work. So connect to desktops computers. It might not work on laptop because it's not a desktop. There's a difference. So can access so desktop and programs at your workplace. So workplace to connect to Kronos is like offices, desk attendants, and it's not only Easter seals and Goodwill and Full Life. It's not only for disability. It's for all small businesses and working clerks and lawyers that who work in the office as a lawyer or whatever and stuff. So this is where you enter the desktop your connection URL, and there's another way to access to. If you go to your start button, and if you look for all programs, you can find it in here too. As you can see, as you can see, Windows accessories. So remote connection, you hit that. So in this area, okay, let's close this for a minute. Minimize. Mostly remote desktop connection managers is mostly for laptops and desktop because it's more powerful. If you use it on a notebook, it won't be so fast. It will take a little bit more time than a laptop. So always use a bigger computer when you're using to connect a desktop application. So let's minimize T-Mobile here. We don't need distractions. So you maximize this. First you press this. Okay, that means the computer name is blank. It contains an invalid characteristics. So you have to try typing it again. Invalid can include spaces and tabs, question marks, semicolons, plus and equal, minus, the and symbol. You only can use at. So if you want to do it in default, you will have to get help. Okay, here's the lowdown here. So we have general, display, local resource, where you can get sources, programs, experience, and advanced. So let's look in general first. I know Dennis is gonna scold me again for long recording this, him. What are you doing? Sorry. That's how it is, People want to hear something on YouTube, But it's up to Dennis because he's my man, so he's alright. He's the guy. Okay. Login settings. Okay. Enter the name of the remote computer. So enter your computer name, username, which is the user on the system. You can save as, or open. And you just press connect. Okay, display. Okay. This will choose the size of the remote desktop application's font. So once the sidebar, you can go full screen or large, high quality. This is the high definition 32-bit driver is installed. So there's the settings for the sound. You have Windows key configuration. You have the local device resource and program. Select a program that you want to run. Okay. Experience. Okay. Okay, there's choose your connection to speed this optimize performance. Connection quality development features. So that's including desktop background image for JPEG files, font, smoothing, so you don't get no roughness from the image. You want clear image on your background. Okay, desktop composition, show window and contents while dragging, menu and windows animation. So this is just to know more about your desktop connection. And even when you use Kronos, you don't want roughness in the image. You want to see clear so you can see what you're doing. And okay, this is the server certificate authentication would appear in your status bar in Internet Explorer. That you will have to open it, and it says the server authentication is the security verification verifier. So this is that it says some authorization verifies that you are connecting to the interfered mount computer to attempt the verification required to the connection as is by your computer. So to configure, you hit settings and it would show you this automatically detect, or you can use it manual. You can click down here. So it says server name, which is RD gateway, login method. So you can select which one you want. Login setting, your username more specified, and all other stuff. In the programs, you can select a program. For the experience, you can select any of these. So examples for, you will have to enter a default name if you want to get into the connection manager by default, but I don't think you can. You need to enter a name for your staff computer. So for people who uses Kronos for Easter seals and for the new hires, if they want to work, you will have to enter ESH and the username is Tomaika2. That's the only way you're gonna get into the Therap the Kronos. Well, you can do it Therap too, but I don't think Therap is gonna work on a remote desktop because it's not remote compatibility. So, well, if you do it anyway, it will be incompatible. So you enter the username is Pomaikai2. And remember when you enter a username, password, or user account, use caps on the first letter and lowercase on the last letter, the last few letters, and including symbols, so the person won't know your username or password. It's like flossing your teeth with toothbrushes, you know. Okay, so the password, if you have a staff computer, a desktop, not laptop, because desktop are more stronger than computers than laptops, notebooks, and a netbook, because the compatibility is unlimited. There are limitations to how much a computer can handle. So I recommend, if you're working at Easter Seals or any other workplace, use a bigger computer, which is a desktop, because that's what desktop computers are mostly for. So if you use a laptop anyway, but you have to be a staff computer, you put PO. So I put the user's name, which is pull my kai. Pull my kai too. Then you hit save. Then you hit this. Allow the user to save credentials. Well, I already did it, but it won't work on mine because my computer is not a staff administrator. So if you go into your administrating settings, the administrative tools, that means you have to change your computer from personal to staff. There's a setting somewhere in your computer that you can change it from personal to staff, because your staff computer needs to be it needs to change from personal to staff, and it's gonna block all that other stuff when you're in a remote desktop. It's not like a regular desktop application manager. So remember, ESH is that computer, and you enter pull my kai 2. Then you hit save, which I won't hit it because my computer is not a staff system. I will have to change it to personal to staff, but I won't. Then you hit connect. But if you still have issues, you can click help. This is what I said earlier. So remember the steps. I'm gonna repeat it one more time, which I will not. So can call the Microsoft hotline if you wanna know about how to connect to a remote desktop. So if you click contact support, which is right here, you can get the assistance from your friends or from the Microsoft cooperation. So you click on that. So if you connect, let's say connect for instance, connecting. So when you hear that sound, the remote desktop can't find the computer for East Seals, Hawaii. That means ESH. It does not belong to the specified network. Verify that the computer name and domain that you are trying to use is correctly. So if you don't know, you just click the help. But this is only for the people who needs help to connect to. This recording is only for the people who have personal computers and working for any place or Seals will have to get a computer and a desktop. And I think we're out of time here. This was a good recording. Oh, we went 28 minutes. Oh, Dennis gonna scold me on that guy. I know, 28 minutes. What a bummer. And this concludes this broadcast day. And everybody who wants to learn about computers can listen to my recordings on YouTube, and can listen to other people too, not only me, because there's other people that learn computers too. And have a good Aloha Friday weekend, all computer maniacs out there. Ka'ana Pule Hawaiian. Amen. Goodbye.